go by Tira, which is my middle name. I'm 20 years old, and I have my story. You feel me? My story is my labor and delivery story during the coronavirus. Also, how did I find out that I was pregnant? As you can see, he is being put to sleep. He was being cranky, so I'm currently putting him to sleep right now. Hopefully you guys can see him later, but his name is King. He was born on December 14th, 2019. He was 6 pounds 6 ounces. He was 19 1/4 inch, not 1/2 inch, 19 1/4 inch. But he was small, like he was just so cute. But I'm gonna get right into it. As you guys can see, this is our first YouTube video, and I will have lots of more content coming. It's just hard sometimes with the newborn, you know, and it's hard to just balance your time all together. But due to the virus, you know, I have nothing but time to, you know, get my content out. But first, I want to start with castor oil worked. Yes, castor oil worked, but it will only work if your body is ready. So the first question, I got these questions from my Instagram. These questions and statements from my Instagram. You can follow me at Princess Tiara with 2 A's _, and hopefully it'll be right there or over there, or I'll just put it in the description. But yeah, so first off, it started with, did I miss my period? Yes, I missed my period. My period was supposed to come on March the 14th, if I'm not mistaken. 2019, no, 2018, no, 2019. Retarded. I had him 2019. Okay, March 14th, 2019. I'm trying to give y'all a little timeline, you know, some dates or whatever. So basically, on March 14th, 2019, I was supposed to
look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this.
So March the 14th to April, I was like, whoa, where's Mother Nature? Like, you need to strike. And at the time, I was working at McDonald's, and I wasn't a manager yet. I was about to become a manager, but I had already been working there for like 5 years, so I was about to become a manager. So I was working a lot. So I didn't really realize it. I thought it was me overworking, you know, or stress. So that's when I let a couple weeks pass, and like I had took a test, but it didn't come out positive. So I was like, okay, you know, okay, I'm straight. So I kept working. I worked for like 3 months. So March, April, May. So May, I found out I think I was around 9 or 10 weeks. So I found out I was pregnant at 9 or 10 weeks. My first symptoms was clearly me missing my period, but I had motion sickness with him. So like every time I was in a car, I used to drive with my manager, and she would like drive. She wouldn't drive fast. She was like, you know, like a normal driver, but every time we were in the car, every morning, every afternoon, like I had to throw up. And there were times where I had to, you know, get a bag, get a cup or something and throw up, because I couldn't. There was no way for me to hold it. And I'm holding him because he, like, if I lay him down right now, he will like have a serious meltdown. He's so spoiled, guys. But yeah, so back to, I found out I was 10 weeks. Okay, so then my first symptoms was throwing up. What else? My breasts were bigger, and I started to see the veins, but I had to like double check, like, is it really my veins? And I had a small breast. Like, look at my breast now. Like, not going against YouTube policy, but my breasts were not this big. Like, they're not even as big, but they were like really small. So my breasts, my period, my feet started to swell, but I thought it was because of working so much, but it wasn't. It was just obviously being pregnant. I started feeling bloated all the time. So I was like what is going on? Like, why do I feel so bloated? And it was so crazy because like I really didn't think, like I told you guys, I found out when I was 9 to 10 weeks, 3 months later, but I really didn't realize it. So like me and my boyfriend, when I first started having to throw up, I remember I used to drink slushies from McDonald's, and I used to come home, take a shower, right in the shower. Blah. Like I couldn't, there was no way for me to run, no nothing. He was like, you need to take a test or whatever. So this was before the 3 months went by where I found out. So I found I found out was I went to Family Dollar and I got me a test, because all the other tests I took at Walmart were negative, and I was like, okay, that's it. No, I'm finna take a Family Dollar test. So got a Family Dollar test. Boom. I went in the bathroom. I don't even think I waited till that morning to take that test. I just took it. I took it and I was like, babe, come here. He was like, what? And I showed him the test, and I was like I just there was nothing for me to say. I was just like, oh my god, like oh my god. That's all I could say was, oh my god. And I was just praying. I was like, God, thank you so much, because if you guys, some people know of me, I guess you could say like a year before that, I lost my mother and I lost my brother within a 2-month period. Actually, I think it was the same month. It was like a month period. Don't put 3 months. It was like a month period. But I lost them, and I was praying to God, give me someone in my life so that I could just someone can love on me, the love that I was missing or whatever. So yeah, so when we found out the test or whatever, and then I went to the doctor, I said I found out I was at 10 weeks, and I continued working. So after I realized that I started taking my prenatals every day, and they were so disgusting. Do not take the gummies. Those gummies make me throw up. And I love gummies. I love fruit snacks, all that. I love those, but the gummies make me throw up. The pill, it made me want to gag sometimes, but it was better than the gummies, so I made myself realize. I think my nose spread it a little bit. I'm not quite sure, because to me, I have a big nose, so I couldn't really tell. But how did I know? I just knew. That's the reason why I went and got to test myself, because I was like, there's no way that I'm not. I just know, because I just didn't feel right. I was sleeping. I would go to work at 8 in the morning. No, 7:30, 8. And I would come home at 5. And I would sleep the entire night till 2 in the morning. That's when I knew that I was pregnant. So I was like, okay, so it has to be. I have to be. Was it planned? I'm looking down here because I have my notes or whatever. Was it planned? I would say yes, but I would say no. You know how us, when we were back in our young days, I'm about to be 21, but I was 19 when I got pregnant. So I was we wanted one, but it wasn't, we're having it right now. Wasn't like that. We just went with the flow, basically, Do I regret it? I don't never regret it. I would never regret my baby. I would never regret it. The only thing that I would regret would be working my whole pregnancy. I worked my entire pregnancy until the week before I had him. I took the week before I had him, I stopped because I legit, I carried small, but you know, you carry boys low. But he just was so big for my tiny body. I'm 5'2", and I weighed 115 pounds. But with him, I was like 130, you know. But I was small. So for me to have this big baby in my stomach, it was just working. And McDonald's, fast food, it was just crazy. So I ended up going into preterm labor at 30 weeks, 29 weeks, 5 days, 30 weeks. And I had got a note from my job so I could be able to sit down. So from that point on, I sat the rest of my pregnancy until about a couple weeks when I was trying to work him down. I would get up, walk around and stuff like that. Did my water break? Yes, my water broke at 5:30 that morning. My labor actually started at 2:30 a.m. because I went in at, actually guys, I need to tell you guys a story on, I'm trying to answer the questions and put the story in it, like it's so much, but I think I can do it. Yeah, so basically my labor was started at 2:30. I went to Advent Health Orlando. I was gonna go to Winnie Palmer, but from my scares, like I didn't have scares, I was just thought he was coming, and they just brushed me off. Like one time I went in there, I was like 37 weeks, and she's like, I went to the triage, everything. Then I went to another room with a lady, and she was asking me a bunch of questions, and she's like, oh, just asking me like you know how someone asks you a question and then answers it for you? That's how she was. She's like, how many weeks are you? And I'm like 30, and she's like 37. Yes, I know, it's right here, I see it. Like, girl, if you knew, why are you asking me? If you have it in the computer, why are you asking me? So that's how that went. So I ended up going to Advent Health. So I went at 11 something that night. Me and my baby father, we went 11 something that night. My midwife told me that I was actually 2 centimeters dilated. Mind you, I went to my doctor. He was due on the 14th. This was the 13th. I went and had my membrane stripped on the 12th. I was already seeing my mucus plug, so like when you're getting close to labor, you'll see like some mucus. Some people do, some people don't, but I saw like some mucus or whatever. Everybody knows what that is. So I was already seeing that, so I told her just to go strip my membranes, please. You know, like I'm hurting. Like carrying a baby is not easy at all, guys. Don't ever let someone say carrying is easy. It's not. So I let her strip my membranes, and after she stripped my membranes, I went from like a 2 to a 2.5. So when I went that night at 11, I was still 2.5. Mind you, I took a tablespoon of castor oil to see if it would help because I was already dilated. Don't take castor oil if you are not dilated. Do not take it, because I'm sorry, baby, because it will not help. Like I took it one time before, I think it was like 35 weeks, because the pain, like I already dealt with back pain. It was just so excruciating. So I tried to. It didn't work. But when I was 2 centimeters, it worked. So when I took the castor oil, it took about a couple hours. I'd say 2.5 to 3 hours to kick in. And that's when I was like, oh, like I was like, I know it's coming. I was like, it's coming. And I was just getting so emotional. Like I just knew, because my due date was what? The next day. This is the 13th at 11. Mind you, the next day comes at 12 midnight. So I was already ready. So I wasn't scared at all. My labor, I wasn't scared. I wasn't scared at all, guys. I was scared about the epidural, and I'm going to get to that part. But back to starting my labor. So it was from 2:30 to 2:30, and then I got my epidural at 3, because my water broke at 5:30. So you know the epidural slows down labor. So when I got to the hospital, mind you, my water broke at 5:30. My water didn't break just out the blue sky. When I got there at 11, me and my baby father had to walk around the hospital because my midwife was like, you need to dilate to 4 or 3 active labor. That's when we keep you. I was at 2.5, so I was almost there. I could make it, but you see his big old head was just stalling. So we walked and we walked, and I have a video. I'm gonna see if I can insert the clip here. I was squatting, and next thing you know, I was 3.5 centimeters dilated, and boy, they took me in. And I wanted to go completely natural. I had a natural labor, but I didn't not have the epidural, because when I went in the room, she was like, do you want epidural? I was like, yes, literally like climbing up the side of the bed. Yes, please. Because that pain, like, it just is no joke. I cannot explain to you the contractions. Like, my contractions were always 1 to 2 minutes apart. When I got to the hospital, it was 1 to 2 minutes apart. So imagine my contractions being 1 to 2 minutes apart at 2 centimeters dilated, to being in active labor at 4 centimeters dilated, and my contractions are 1 minute apart still. They were coming. They was not like, I wasn't getting any breaks. Like, there was no breaks. They were just coming and coming, and like I couldn't, like, they tell you to keep breathing because you will stop breathing. Like, you will legit like hold your breath in. So I just tried my best, and I'm strong. I'm a strong woman, and I didn't yell. I just moaned a little bit. I was like, oh, like, you know, moaned a little bit, but I did not yell. So got the epidural, got into the hospital. I mean, not the hospital, the labor and delivery room, and it was so big, but it was like the temperature was like just right. But then they kicked it up. It was cold. My nurses were amazing. To this day, I love my nurses. Like, I kudos to y'all because they were the best. When it's called the anesthesiologist, when he came in to give me my epidural, my baby father sat in front of me. He could see everything, but I didn't want to look at the needle. I just was in pain. Thank God I didn't have a contraction while he did it. I waited till it went away. When he did it, it was like a little prick, and that was it. I barely felt it. Like, the only thing that was a little uncomfortable was like when he stuck the needle, he sticks like some plastic or something so the medicine can continue. And I felt a little pressure, but that was it. It didn't hurt at all. Like, I would get an epidural every time I have a child. Like, no, not saying that I'm not gonna add anyone right now, but I'm just saying for future purposes. So yeah, so when he did that, the nurse, it was like, I guess 10 minutes, he finished up, and the epidural still didn't kick in. And I'm like, I'm crawling, like holding on for dear life onto this damn hospital bed. So I'm like, babe, call the nurse. I couldn't even call the nurse. Like, you know how you have everything? Like, I couldn't even call her because it was just like, I was in pain. She come in and go to ask me, are you really in pain? Are you sure you're in pain? I said, do you want to find out if I'm in pain? Don't I look like I'm in pain? Like, you don't ever ask a person who's labored if they really feel pain. She's like, well, it takes a little minute to kick it. I said, y'all said that before it would take 5 minutes. It's been about 10, 15, and I still feel extreme amount of pain. I'm feeling my contractions back to back. Mind you, my contractions been 1 to 2 minutes apart the whole time. This is like 3:30. I got in there at 11, so it's been 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours that I've been experiencing contractions, life-threatening pain. So she finally is like, I was like, all of a sudden, like, I just stopped talking to her and I just started like crying because I was in so much pain. And then so I was like, can you please up the dosage or something? So she finally did that. Then after that, my water broke at 5:30. And then I labored. He kept coming down. But the thing is, when they gave me the epidural, they gave me Pitocin. And that's the one thing that I did not want. because when you get Pitocin, it slows down your labor. I was supposed to have him at 12. So I was supposed to have him that morning. I didn't have him till 6:51 p.m. that night. So it completely slowed it down. But at least, you know, everything went okay. But the thing is, with the Pitocin, it's just scary because, like, they monitor both of your heartbeats. And when I was looking at his heartbeat, they were noticing that his heart rate was dropping a little bit. But it wasn't an extreme amount, but they seen that it was dropping a little bit. So they were trying to speed it up a little bit because I had the epidural. And with the epidural, you get this button, and it's like every so often you can push it. So let's say you're in pain. Oh, I could push the button. Push the button, medicine go through your body. Whew, you high. Like, not high, but like, I was out of there. I don't know, I just was out of there. What else? So I'm trying to remember. So when they gave me Pitocin, it started speeding it up, and the thing about it was, this man was stalling at 9 centimeters for the longest. Like, he was supposed to be out, but his little big head was stalling, and I was supposed to had him. But he finally started coming. They were like, when you feel pressure, I was at 9 centimeters. They were like, when you feel pressure, make sure you call us right away, because they don't want you to start pushing, because you could rip yourself the wrong way. And my boyfriend was like, make sure you call him. He kept asking me, do you feel pressure? Do you feel pressure? Do you feel pressure? I was like, no, I don't feel any pressure. Or, do you have to shit? That's what they say. Do you have to boo boo? Do you have to poop? And I'm like, no, I don't have to poop. When I felt what they were telling me I was supposed to feel, it did not feel like that. It felt like something was falling out of me. Like, that's what it felt like. I'm like, at first I sat up in my bed. I'm like, what is going on? Like, trying to wiggle my vagina. I don't know, because I couldn't feel my legs. When you get your epidural, you cannot feel your legs at all. You can't even lift them. You feel like what do they call it? A cabbage. Like older people who can't really do for themselves. Like your body, they have to lift you up, flip you over, all of this. And you know, when you get the epidural, you gotta flip from side to side. She would flip me, put the peanut ball under my leg, but I didn't feel what they wanted me to feel. But when I felt that falling out feeling, I was like, babe, I feel like something's coming out. And he started panicking because he was asleep. Told the nurses, when I told them that, the midwife checked me and his head was crowning already. Like, I was supposed to been told him, but I didn't feel anything. But his head was crowning already. Next thing you know, like, within a snap of a finger, like, everybody was in the room. Everybody looking at you. And I'm looking at them like, I don't even know who you are. Like, I was so out of there. Like, I could barely realize what was going on. But when it was time to push, we did some practice pushes, and that pushed his head out more. And then what else happened? When we did the practice pushes, we took like a little break. It wasn't a long break though. It was like a minute break. And then she's like, okay, are you ready? And then I was like, babe, okay, come on. And he does not like blood. Y'all, he almost passed out. It was so funny. Mind you, I'm over here halfway in pain, but the epidural eases it a lot. So he's like, babe. Like, he didn't even know what to do. Like, he knew what to do, but like, he don't like blood. And he could see my whole vagina. Like, he could see the head and all. He was like, oh my God. And that's when we started pushing, and I was pushing so good, y'all. He came out in 3 pushes. They were like, I literally took 6 minutes to push. Like, they were like, you are amazing. You act like you had a child before. And I was like, oh, well, thank you. Oh, well, thank you, baby. Thank you, baby. But yeah, he came out quick. He came out, his eyes were so huge. Like, if you see his, so somebody's woken up. You woke up for your video. Hi. Yeah, you woke up for your video. Look, the people are looking for you. Look. Say hi. Y'all, he looked just like his wife. But he got my cheeks. And then he got my eyebrow stretching when I go like this, or like, you might not notice it, but when I'm talking to somebody, like my eyebrows go like crazy. But he be doing it all the time. He got my chin, like if you can see. You gonna show them your chin? No. He just woke up. He be trying to grab stuff. Here. Look, I'm doing a YouTube video. Say, hey guys. My name's King Kamari. My name is King. And that's my mommy. My name is King. And that's my mommy. He doesn't pay me any attention, y'all. But, yeah, so where was I at? Basically, yeah, so when he came out, he was good. And they're like, oh, do you want to do skin to skin first? Or do you want us to weigh him and clean him? I'm like, no, put him on me now. I want my baby on me now. I've carried him for 9 months. I want him on me now. So when he did skin to skin, he was just so precious. Like, what's the question? Someone asked me, how did it feel when you got to hold your baby? The feeling is so surreal. It's like something you can't explain. It's like you just can't. I can't explain it. I was so emotional, like the tears, like I could not. My eyes were like floods, like a flood. The floodgates of the waters had just. But where are you trying to go, y'all? He's 4 months and he just be trying to go everywhere. Yes, I'm talking about you, Chunkies. Where are you going? Okay, so yeah, so I got to hold him. They did his footprints and stuff, and I got his actual footprints on my arm, and his name King Kamar. He's blowing bubbles now, guys. So yeah, but his dad got to hold him, obviously. What else happened? The recovery. But did it hurt? Yes, it hurt. And as soon as you have him, there's a nurse that comes in there and cleans you up. She gets you out of bed. My bed was completely filled with blood. Like, I lost so much blood, it was ridiculous. But my labor was a total of 16 hours. But yeah, my labor was a total of 16 hours. I tried everything to get him out. Like the eggplant parmesan, castor oil, squats, yoga, everything. Like everything. Like I tried everything, and he just was so stubborn. He was a stubborn baby. You was so stubborn. You know that? You know that? But yeah, what else? I think that's pretty much it, y'all. The recovery, that's the last thing. After I had him, that was the labor and delivery room. I had to wait like an hour or two for they can transfer me to the recovery room. They had to get it ready and stuff, make sure it was the right temperature for him. What else did they do? After she cleaned me up, we went. I was like, where's the pain medicine? Like, I needed pain medicine. And you know, the only thing they gave me was ibuprofen because I had him natural. If I had a C-section, they would have gave me Percocets. But I had him natural. Ibuprofen. Ibuprofen doesn't even work during my period. So how would it work after labor? Don't even let me go there. What you looking at, your toes? So we went there, and it was hard. I had a 1st degree tear. It tears right between your anus and your the opening where he comes out of. It's like in between there, but it wasn't just a little one, a little 1st degree tear. I think it was because of his head, because his head was just his head big. Period. But it wasn't bad. It was tough. That's the word. It was tough. Like, if it wasn't for my baby's father, like, I don't know. Because I didn't have my mom there because she's so nervous. She cried as soon as I said, like, I called her when I was having a contraction. I was like, Bob, she just started bawling. Like, you're supposed to help me. And then when I had him, and I said, Mom, I had him. He's so beautiful. She started bawling tears again. So I could have her there. So I had him there, and it was okay, but it was hard. Like, the pain, the after recovery pain hurts worse than the labor pain. That's what I'm gonna tell y'all. The after is worse. And when they deliver the placenta, because they press on your stomach and you just had a baby, so it's like, bro, why are you pushing on my stomach? But it has to come out. But it was tough. But they give you this spray. It's like a freezing spray. No, it's a numbing spray. I forgot what it's called though, but it's a numbing spray. And they give you witch hazel pads, and they give you pads and these diaper like cloth panties. I don't have any of those. I wish I could show y'all, but I don't. I'm trying to make a scrapbook with all his stuff and ultrasound pictures and stuff, but yeah. What else? Yeah, but that was how the recovery was. I wore sweats. I brought a sweat outfit, and make sure you bring him clothes. I personally don't like the hospital clothes. Like, he only wore them the first time because all the like he had like a bunch of like stuff on his feet, like his ankles, like they had a bunch of like clamps, like straps, you know, to identify your baby and stuff. So he wore that. But after that, he wore all the clothes I bought him, and I bought him a lot of clothes. And he did not like to be swaddled at all. Like, he was swaddled for like the first, can you please stop by that light, my gosh. He swaddled like the first couple days. After that, he didn't have it. He would always like fight it. Like, there was no way that he would like it. But he was a pretty good baby. He was a really good baby. He was so alert. Like, he's been alert since birth. He's been sitting up since birth, standing up since birth, pushing up since birth. It's like he's him. That's him. That's my baby. But yeah, one thing I wanted to tell y'all was hair postpartum. I should make a video on that. If you guys want me to, let me know in the comments down below. But one thing I wanted to say right now was postpartum. You don't know that it's coming, but it comes, and it comes slowly. But it's just your choice of how you deal with it, and I deal with it pretty good. But the one thing about postpartum is the hair loss. Everybody say, are you gonna lose your hair? Are you gonna lose your hair? Are you gonna grow your hair? Are you gonna grow your hair? I lost some of my hair, like around the edges. It's a little bit more thinner than it used to be. It used to be thicker, but I lost some of that. And my hair, when I comb it, brush it, I was always losing like hair. Not big clumps, but every time I brush it. Even after I detangled it, if I went back, I'll still be losing hair. And I'm like looking at my hands like, whoa. But I couldn't tell. But he grew my hair, as you can see. Like, he grew my hair. He grew my hair. My puff wasn't that big. My puff was like, it was like that small. I wasn't bald headed, but my puff wasn't that big. But that's pretty much it. He's a big baby. He's 4 months now. He turned 4 months on April 15th. Say hi, guys. Show them your little sweats. Your little sweats. Look at him. He got a booty like his daddy. Look. Say hi, guys. Say hi. Look. Say hi, mommy. Say hi, mommy. He's so funny. Say bye. But yeah, guys, if you guys have any other questions, any other comments or suggestions, please feel free to DM me on Instagram or put them down in the comment down below. Love you guys. And King love you guys, and Mommy love you guys, and we'll see you in another video. Bye, kisses.